Oh my God. They killed Kenny.
I know. Those bastards.
Ooh. Good afternoon, football fans, and welcome to this Week 14 review of the Trajan Temple Sportcast. I am your host, professional wrestler and Kansas City Chiefs fanatic, Christian Temple, joined alongside, as always, by the no longer Kenny Pickett wearing jersey and terrible towel wearing, unfortunately, Trajan. How are you doing on this day, considering how things went last Sunday?
Good until I get to the red zone.
did not see that coming, but that was well played, sir. Your self-deprecating humor is much appreciated here.
Yeah.
we
Oh gosh.
we make jokes to each other. We make jokes about ourselves here in the pit of misery. It seems like. Um,
Yeah.
Boy, there were a lot of highs, a lot of lows this week, especially if your name is Tom Brady. Oh my God. Um,
Could be worse.
a lot of injuries to go over this week. That was oh my gosh! Imagine playing 3 snaps, and then boom, you're just done for the game right there. Poor Kyler Murray. But then again, he wasn't the only victim on that particular Monday night game. That was rough to say the least. It was. We got locks, upsets, and high rollers for you today, and we also have, of course, as you might have guessed by the final score of the Steelers game, we will have I don't want to talk about it, but let's start off things with the positive note here. So let's hear it, Kingdom. How about those Chiefs first half numbers? Um, it was it was a win. That's all you can really say. It was a win. It was definitely a lot more fun to watch the first 1 2/3 quarters because things started getting pretty dicey from then on for Kansas City. Um,
Yep.
it's a division rival. That's why you play the games. There's no gimmies in this league, and just because a team is dead in the water doesn't mean you're just gonna walk into their stadium and walk all over them. We have seen that even this week that was the case. Um, Chiefs take the win at Mile High Stadium, 34-28. Great second quarter for them, but the second quarter is also where the tide began to turn for Kansas City. Starting off with Patrick Mahomes completing 28 out of 42 for 352 yards and 3 touchdowns. If you stopped right there, that sounds like a great day, but that's not the whole story, unfortunately. There were
Nope.
also 3 interceptions on his part that were basically the sole reason Denver had any life at all in this game. What with Russell Wilson finding Jerry Jeudy 3 times in this game for 3 touchdowns, and as much as that hurts me, that kind of hurts more the guy to my right here because he unfortunately made a little bit of a miscalculation on his fantasy team this week.
He was on the bench. He
Yep,
was on the bench.
and it appears your playoff chances have also reached the bench after that loss,
We
unfortunately.
don't have to talk about this. We don't have to talk about this.
We don't have to, or you just don't want to talk about it. Oh wait, we're not
Don't
there
have
yet.
to.
We're not
Don't
there
have
yet. A decent day from Isaiah Pacheco, 70 yards on 13 attempts, including his longest run, the 10-yard, just straight up the middle, taking Broncos souls with him to that first down that ultimately, thank God, sealed the game for him. Looked like Christian Okoye running over Steve Atwater. If we need more runs like that, that would be phenomenal. You know what my favorite part about all this is, about this game?
What's that?
Is that next year, 2, 3 years from now, no one's going to care what the final score of this game. You know what they're going to care about? That no-look, underhanded toss from Patrick Mahomes to Jerick McKinnon. Just the Broncos just love filling up Pat Mahomes' highlight reel. I just don't understand whether it was his very first start back in 2017, whether it was the left-handed throw to Tyreek Hill on 4th and 8 when the Broncos could have had them beat right there, and now it was the no-look sidearm slash underhand throw to Jerick McKinnon for a touchdown. Wow, isn't that just incredible? Only Mahomes, right? Only Mahomes could pull off such a. Only hold on here. I just remembered.
Only
Oh,
Mahomes can
only
cover.
Mahomes, baby, can pull off magic like that just out of his hat. It looks like he's dead to rights, going to be sacked entirely. What a toss to McKinnon! A great run afterwards. McKinnon had himself a day. 112 yards from or excuse me, 144 yards from scrimmage for him, and 2 touchdowns, his longest being that 56-yard touchdown completion. Travis Kelce, hats off to him. He the 5th tight end in NFL history to reach 10,000 total receiving yards. He is the 2nd Kansas City Chief to do so.
Pretty good.
But although I have to give him credit, he was the first Kansas City Chief to do that all on the same team with the Chiefs. So, as far as the defense go, it's funny seeing Juju Smith-Schuster on here with a tackle for defense because he was responsible for making a tackle on one of the on the defensive here. As far as sacks, they pretty well feasted today. Here we have Juan Thornhill with the sack, George Karlaftis with the sack, Brandon Williams with a sack, Mike Dana with a sack, Chris Jones with a sack, and Frank Clark, why not, with a sack. Just this defensive line showing that they can be formidable when the rock is not being pounded down their throats. That puts them officially 3rd in the NFL for most sacks as a team. So that's a good stat to have. I just wish our secondary, although they are young, they're mostly rookies, I wish they would kind of step up their game a little bit because I hate seeing them get beat for pass plays like Jerry Jeudy did and like Jamar Chase did last week. Or T. Higgins or whoever it was last week. I don't know. I put that in my mind. But all in all, it was a win. It wasn't the prettiest win. It also was not the ugliest win compared to the standards of other games earlier this year. But you'll always take a road divisional victory no matter what the circumstances are, and that also extends Patrick Mahomes' road divisional unbeaten streak. So we will keep that going up until we play the Vegas Raiders in Week 18. So got a good chance to cinch up the division for a record-setting 7th time. And I say record-setting because it'd be a record for the AFC West. No team in the AFC West has clinched the record 7 straight years in a row, and the Chiefs have the opportunity to do so with a win against Houston. So, but enough about me. Enough about my good times and everything. How about you, Trajan? How would you like to talk about your team this week?
I don't want to talk about it.
Perfect timing. I clicked it right when you said it. Welcome to I Don't Want to Talk About It. And this week, unfortunately, is the victims of this is the Pittsburgh Steelers. But boy, that was rough seeing Kenny Pickett having to be helped off the field after what happened to him.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't want to talk about it, so we'll just leave it right there.
and that is this week's edition of I Don't Want to Talk About It. The shortest one on record.
We play the Panthers next week. See you next time.
Alrighty, sounds good. I mean, come on. Trubisky didn't do too bad.
He did well until we got to the red zone.
Yeah.
We should have put this game away. Let me give you the stat. Baltimore, they had Tyler Huntley and then Anthony Brown. Their combined yards was 94 yards.
Oh.
Combined.
I didn't know that.
I believe that's what it was. I want to say it was. But then you got us.
You were just barely off. It was 104 yards.
104. Trubisky did 276 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Throwing. 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. All of those in the red zone. Well, 2 of which we were in the red zone. The other one was a deep pass in the end zone, which we were on the Baltimore side of the field. Mm-hmm. All of them very promising drives. And then a blocked field goal, which would have won the game. The key to this is we just let J.K. Dobbins run all over us. There was no mercy. 15 carries, 120 yards, 1 touchdown. 44 yards was his longest. We couldn't stop him.
He was he was he
They
was him that day, wasn't he?
He was him. They had a total, I think, 215 yards rushing.
I think so. Yep.
It's crazy. But our running game, yeah, we had 65 yards total. I mean, Najee went to 12 carries for 33 yards. Deontay Johnson had himself a game.
Mm-hmm.
He had a huge catch. So did George Pickens. So 82 yards for Deontay Johnson, 78 yards for George Pickens. Freiermuth had a touchdown, 33 yards. It's just we beat ourselves that day. We couldn't score. We gave the ball away, and I mean, really, this should have been a blowout. Even we do two of those for interceptions, and we got it. We should have won this game.
As I mentioned earlier, it doesn't matter how ugly or how pretty it is. A divisional win is what really matters most. And I know the Ravens, especially how beat up they are. Granted, you guys are pretty beat up too, but as beat up as the Ravens are, that's they will definitely take a road win as big as that, especially since they're still competing with the Cincinnati Bengals to take the division. And Steelers now, it's officially one loss away from ending the streak for Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it fits. We should probably have our first losing season. I don't know. We just need an offensive line and our playmakers to step up, and that's pretty much it.
Say you've got the quarterback for the future. You've got great receivers waiting in the wings. You've got an awesome tight end. You have an amazing running back sitting there too, and your defense has always stepped up in the big moments when it needs to. Just that offensive line, you mentioned it, and outside of T.J. Watt, the defensive line obviously will most likely need some work. I mean, Cam Hayward, could we see the end of his career as a Steeler maybe this year? Who knows, but maybe it's time to look into reinforcements on the defensive side too.
Yeah, no, I mean we need to get bigger up front. We need to stop the run. That's been a problem for a couple of years now. It seems like we can't stop it. And I mean that game should have been won. We should have. That's a game normally we would have won.
Absolutely.
But we didn't.
Absolutely.
Wish we had this guy back.
you and millions and millions of other Steelers fans probably wish just one more time Big Ben would trot on the field and look defeat in the face and not take no for an answer.
Exactly.
All right. Well, unfortunately, the Steelers were not victorious against the Ravens, and also unfortunately the comeback for locks, upsets, and high rollers kind of stalled for Trajan this week. And as you can see by the scoreboard above, bam, I have taken another step forward, increased my lead, which with a huge thanks to the Philadelphia Eagles taking care of business against the New York Giants. And one of the surprises of the week, Jacksonville over Tennessee. I mean, at Tennessee. At Tennessee. Just unbelievable effort by Jacksonville. You really what more can you say? And Bills and Jets, that was a heck of a game too, but they weren't even close to lighting up the scoreboard here. But we shall begin with our locks this week, and I'm going to go with two teams that both had victories this week. However, the team that I have winning nearly blew it against the worst team in the league last week at home. But I think this might be the week that they bounce back. I'm going Dallas over Jacksonville.
Oh my gosh, I wish that would have come true.
The tank was too precious for Houston to give away. They just couldn't do it to themselves.
They couldn't do it. Well, my lock is actually the lock from last week as well. Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati will take care of business against Tom Bay. Tom Bay. Tampa Bay.
Boy,
Uh,
he was looking like Tom Bay out there, wasn't he?
I mean, he's looking the whole team's looking old. So, yeah, no, I think they should be able to take care of business there.
It's kind of a hybrid combination of Tom Brady and Todd Bowles there, which is not a good combination right now if you're a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan. But
Ugh.
hey, you still might make the playoffs. Much good that'll do you. All
Yeah.
right, well, as crazy as my upset pick was last week, this one I'm hoping for other reasons. As I hope that the Chiefs take care of business against Houston. I'm also hoping that the Miami Dolphins complete the sweep this year over the Buffalo Bills. I think it could happen. And the way the Jets played Buffalo last week, Miami, didn't look too good against the Chargers. That was the one game where the Chargers seemed like everything was going right for them. But I think this is the week where McDaniels and company and Tua and all them, I think they can get the job done, even on the road. I think they can pull it off.
Well, he is the most accurate quarterback, so I think that is definitely possible.
Also leading in Pro Bowl votes, apparently.
Really? Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Mine is the Rams. Rams over Aaron Rodgers led Green Bay. It could happen.
I
It
mean,
could.
we're seeing two franchises heading straight to the ground in a fiery tailspin, but the Rams at least have some hope, something to look forward to after what Baker Mayfield pulled off against the Vegas Rams. Holy smokes, what a Thursday night game that was. I mean,
Right.
I'll be upfront. I did not watch the second half of that because after the Raiders went up by 2 scores, I thought, yeah, this is not looking good.
Over.
And I should be kicking myself because when you play against the Raiders, you always have a chance, no matter who's at quarterback. But what a masterful 98-yard drive by Baker Mayfield. I mean, yeah, that 15-yard unsportsmanlike, yeah, you can kind of call that wishy-washy, but he still, even through that, drove down the field and converted multiple third and fourth downs to get the job done. So my hat's off to Baker. On 2 days' notice, he got the job done.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
I actually watched that. That's what I tuned in for. That's actually the only part of the game I watched.
So my question is now is your brother switching from Chargers to the other LA team now?
No, I even made the comment. He said no.
Ah, all right. maybe,
Nah.
maybe you'll cheer for both.
He might.
All right. Well, for my high roller this week, I'm going with the Red Hot Lions and the New York Jets. It sounds like Mike White should be good to go for that game, which will help. And the Lions, they've found a whole nother level of intensity in play, and that game against Minnesota, that was proof of that. Minnesota is a good team this year, and Detroit, they're finding ways to win. Ever since their loss to Buffalo, they've hit a new stride, and it's very exciting to watch for them. Even as a non-Lions fan, it's kind of actually fun to watch them and see how they do.
Yep. No, I'm excited for their coach. He
Oh
he
yeah,
wants to win, and he's definitely willed it into existence.
absolutely. All right.
Oh, my high roller here. I kind of feel confident, but I don't know. These have been hard to pick.
Mm.
I'm gonna go with San Francisco, Seattle.
All righty, all right. Well, Mr. Irrelevant getting his first actual start this week against the Geno Smith-led Seattle Seahawks, who have kind of tripped over themselves last week against Carolina. That's definitely Carolina's probably one of their biggest wins of the season. And imagine this: all four of the teams have a chance to make the playoffs in the NFC South. As depressing as that sounds.
That is crazy.
And they're going to have a chance to host a home game. That's ugh. Ugh. I feel like I'm watching the NFC East from like 3 years ago.
No, yeah, no. It's none of them should be there.
None of them should be there. Disqualify this whole division. All right. Well, I kind of mentioned it earlier. The Kansas City Chiefs are completing their 3-game road trip at Houston, and it will be a noon game. And I'll be on my way back from Denver, Colorado, to see the Colorado Avalanche play a game. So I'll probably be listening to that one on the radio on the way home. What's in store for Pittsburgh this week?
Well, I'm going to watch the Houston Texans beat Kansas City. And then we got the Panthers.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, you guys aren't the Seahawks. I want to say you're better than the Seahawks. The doubt is real. Is this one at Carolina, or is this up in Pittsburgh?
On that one, I don't know. Let me double check here, but I want to say it's at Pittsburgh. I could be wrong. Nope, it is at Carolina.
At Carolina, so a huge road game for you guys. Has the status been let up as for Kenny Pickett yet?
I have not heard anything yet. So
it is Wednesday, the day we are recording this. Yeah. So we probably won't know until probably closer to Friday or even Saturday too. So, yeah. But we shall see how that goes. But let us know down in the comments below. What was in your opinion the craziest moment that happened this week in the league, and what was probably the most shocking injury that you saw in the league? Let us know down in the comments. There's definitely no wrong answers, because there was a lot of stuff that happened this week. So, but we are getting closer to the playoff push, and we look forward to seeing where the cards fall here. Well, at least me. I don't know how excited you are to see how the cards fall here.
Let this season end.
Just let it in. Throw in the terrible towel. It's over. All right.
It's gone.
All right. Well, on that note, thank you everybody so much for watching. Click like if you enjoyed this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all of your friends, and we will see you all in the next video.